This is the grand finals right now. These are the best two teams. 55%, 4 million on Verdus Pro with 328 people backing up Verdus Pro. And Navi has $3.3 million with 181 people backing up Navi. It's a big vote, chat. We almost have $10 million on the line. Best of 7, chat. Best of 7. So it has to be 4 wins. What's your prediction? What's the final score?
Part of me wants to say 3-0, but I'm going to give him a credit. I'm going to say 3-1.
Best of 7.
4-1.
4-1. Damn, you think it's gonna be a roll? I don't know who's gonna win, bro. 4-1.
I think they'll figure out one comp on one map that might be slightly better than VP, but VP will just adapt and make sure they don't get it again, and that's it.
Okay, fair enough.
Even if they were watching the previous game, they know that like without their Psylocke comps, they're kind of ass. Well, not ass, but you know what I mean.
If they ban Jeff and they ban Psylocke, I think Verdus Pro will just go 4-0.
Yeah, agreed.
This is gonna be a good one though, chat. I'm ready, bro. I'm ready. I'm hyped.
The dance of the butterflies coming on through. So maybe Navi go the route of instant saving the Psylocke.
Let me hear you! Viewers in the chat, spam the
Viewers in the chat!
The Juggernauts, the winners
Spam
of the upper bracket.
something.
VIRTUS Pro. Across the multiverse, one name has echoed louder than the rest. From dreams and Jews.
Yo, Story Crashers as well with 5 gifted subs. Absolutely insane. I appreciate it.
VIRTUS Pro. Give it up for Navi.
Oh, the music. Yo, I can rap on this beat, bro. If I was the caster, I'll be like, hey. They call him Navi, but you're about to call him Poppy. Ah!
You guys know each other well. Trust me. What do you have to say to Sparker and VP?
Good luck. You're not gonna win.
Damn!
Oh, man, a little reach, I love it. Hey, coming over here to Sparker. Trust me's over there. They've gone through the lower bracket. You faced them before. What do you have to say to Trust Me and Navi?
We beat you once this tournament, and we will beat you again.
Damn!
That's what you love to hear.
Damn! I like it, chat. I like it.
As we get ready
I like it.
for the grand finals.
But what grand finals means, you made your spot fighting against the other 4 regions that came here, and you earned your spot.
Just another game. Try our best. If we lose, we lose.
This is where the upsets happen. It's all or nothing, right?
I love to win, but anything can happen.
Watching the crowd and knowing that I'm in the final match of the whole tournament, it would just mean so much to me.
The final is going to be crazy. We really want to represent EU well and become the world champions again.
I mean, it's obviously incredible, right? You go into the game, you know everything's on the line, right? No one remembers the second place.
We worked so hard the entire year.
No one remembers the second place.
Make it all worth it.
I mean, it would be the best moment, I think, of my life, right? So much more on the line. This is the next big thing.
We are prepared for you. We've seen everything you got, and we will end up the winner.
If I play my best, no one stands a chance against us.
Sorry, very first map of the grand finals because, yeah, it's not the first match of the day.
Okay, chat, we're starting.
Through is Trust Me with the portal. See where they want to go.
And immediately after this portal, we'll be making that switch. That's something we've seen Trust Me do a lot here, setting up the portal, looking for a kidnap opportunity, which doesn't seem to come through instead. Just going to isolate and start off this first fight on height.
Just kind of controlling that for now with that Adam Warlock triple composition. Something we talk about in general, when you have that beacon, you want to find it on the opposite side. Dridro's BRB is found. That means they don't have that res. Jerky's going to fall, not going to be brought back in the fight.
First person to die is Jerky.
Able to trade it back, though. Adam Warlock on the side of Navi, however, means as long as Naga can build up that ultimate, they can resurrect everybody back in the fight. Also, the Soul Bond coming out to keep that Adam Warlock alive. Meanwhile, VP kind of surrounding that point. Finzi on the back line, knowing the cooldowns are removed, needs to find eliminations before ults are potentially built because VP haven't built up any.
Yeah, that pick is more valuable there on Jerky, in my opinion, just due to the ult being a little more valuable. Finzi, though, gonna find Naga now, but that res will come through likely. Level 1 Crook goes down from Finzi, who's looking clean on Cap. Naga gonna res back as stated as Pi gets one, and Finzi again looking so clean.
This is basically how I imagine the finals will be, chat.
Warlock comps succeed, don't get me wrong, but it does feel like VIRTUS.PRO and Navi are both teams that are incredibly good at not going down.
That's basically how I thought the game was gonna go.
Stage 2 of Ignite, it did feel like Adam Warlock's success success was also found in his pickoff potential. We need to see Naga start to find those pickoffs, maybe onto people who dive onto the back line, but VP, they're so smart. They're playing two heroes in terms of the duelist line that are hard to take down in Daredevil, who gets that overhealth. And
I do like seeing Daredevil played in the finals, though, chat.
So much value here for VP2 in this tournament. A hero that we weren't sure we'd see much, but at this level of play, clearly is very strong with some good coordination and just in the neutral can find a ton of value. The whole side of Na'Vi electing to drop back together now and prep for ults, but at this point, 60% on and counting.
And also Angela, yeah, Angela.
Doors open as the map shifted about 60%.
Daredevil.
Come through, Brute and everybody trying to peel back off. Here's the Jeff on the coastal side. Does grab two of his team, pushes them back into the main side, able to find five.
Come on, Fate. I mean, I think he pretty much did that to save his team, maybe.
Long for Na'Vi. Remember, Naga does not have that cocoon using that passive earlier. If he falls, he's going to be able to fight. Removing that res, and VP close out on the rest of Na'Vi, setting him to spawn.
Damn, bro. Damn. Fi.
Have not committed any ults besides Fi and Finzi in that fight. They will have 4 more for the next fight. That's exactly what you're trying to do here on Dom.
Their VP's ult economy and ult usage is insane. They use ults, they won the team fight, but they only use 2 ults. Now they have 4 for the next fight. That's... Oh, not even a touch. Wait, what's up? You want to change your answer?
I'd like to change my answer to 4-0, please. Thank you.
4-0? Ah, dude, that looked...
That was a beatdown.
Damn.
I think they got the scouting report. Wait, there's actually a lot of people.
Yeah, that's good. I like it. Yeah, that's good shit. Oh, fuck. For the first LAN, I was always wondering how it was going to look, and I'm glad that, like, a lot of people are there. Damn, chat. Remember, Verdus Pro didn't make it to the mid-season finals in China, chat. Remember, they were supposed to be a great team, but they were upset. Na'Vi is the defending champs. They won mid-season finals, so you have a team that never made it to the LAN yet, Verdus Pro, against Na'Vi, the defending champs. So, bro, it's going to be a good game.
Up on height, trust me, holding on to the strangling prison now, looking potentially towards the backline. Rojaro is gonna have that psionic bond, goes out early on as there won't be a ton of damage there. Sparker in the sky is gonna be matched right back by level 1 Crook, who's going to stall, and that should be a almost gets that pick on Nevix, and now Nevix goes down as Jerky gets the first pick. Dredro gonna bring Nevix right back into the fight though.
Yeah, big BRB coming in through to bring back him in the fight, and then also that storm to keep everybody healthy on the inside for Na'Vi, so they're not giving up that.
Rad, Na'Vi is rad, yes. Na'Vi is rad.
Nevix able to find the pick on Rojaro, traded back through VP Red.
Rad dropped. I don't think they dropped it. I think they only signed it for the stuff, but yeah.
Now finding one. Does that red? No, it does not get reset as there was a juke in that play. Still going to be a pick early on. Out goes that Eternal Bond here from Fate. Nobody has the point just yet. Finzi gonna match it right back with a freedom charge. Keep the team healthy. Side pay.
I'm actually really surprised Fate is not on Jeff right now. That's wild.
At this current moment, looks like the fight's in their favor. There's that match right now from Saipe, who's not even going to stand inside that boundary plate from downtown. Out goes the legend as Finzi cleans up one onto Naga. Down goes Fate.
Oh!
As they're still walking.
Oh my God, bro!
It's not enough at the current moment. The rest will fall.
And we heard behind the scenes as the wine.
Oh, what's my chat? My lawyer is not even working on my case, bro. He'd rather go play fucking esports. I'm gonna go get life. No parole, no bail. He'd rather play video games.
Woman ban also changes a lot in terms of their PO potential on VP's side. Their overall dive as well is phenomenal. Constantly diving in, setting up Na'Vi, making them uncomfortable. It feels like Navi's pulling a very similar strat that we saw at a FlyQuest last.
I can't go to jail, chat.
Dive tends to beat this front-to-back style out of.
Have you guys seen my ass?
That Na'Vi are playing.
Yeah, it's all about now if they can find
I do a lot of legs at the gym.
Way out of tricky spots a lot. Out goes, will let the devil out. It's matched right back by the invisible, the dance floor and the strangling prison here. Out goes the Sia from the side of VP, keeping the damage up as Dredro is going to bring back 5. Fight continues. Down goes the retribution, and everyone falls once more as VP have not skipped a beat here.
And the Rocket Raccoon advantage is huge too. I mean, in that fight,
I think this might be over.
I mean, you talked about how the best players, by the way, the peel comes out, or the stagger comes out, onto Rojaro, brutal, as he's going to get really hard stagger, body block, shoved around the corner, eventually goes off, but that was nearly 10% given to VP. That's a huge advantage for them. But as I was saying earlier, Shib, I mean,
who are you rooting for? I'm just rooting for a good game. I just don't want the game to be a 4-0.
Rocket Raccoon, this character is basically broken in the recent patch, got buffed, as well as it's basically Adam Warlock, but in the neutral, every single fight you have a res that you don't have to commit for.
Hey, what's up, Meg?
So it's so smart that both of these teams are playing Rocket now.
You see Na'Vi making those switches as we discussed this late. It is a sign of a team that's really trying to find a solution, maybe panicking a little bit, losing that ult from Rajaro down to 50%. Out goes the Galactic Legend from Naga now, who's going to be matched right back by the Freedom Charge of Finzi. Everybody on the point is still healthy and holding on. Some damage goes out as the spin to win with the Blaster Barrage goes up. Sparker, though, gonna try to find
he lived! No way!
Still walking, though, as VP is gonna find 1 and 2 as Jerky and level 1 Crook go down.
This is incredibly hard to deal with. They do trigger overtime. The Jeff's gonna be able to touch for
Oh no, poor Jeff. But I'm sorry, I love Fate, but that's my favorite type of Jeff right there, just laying right there, chat. Oh, and they didn't make it. Oh, VIRTUS.PRO is just looking like the team, chat. 100-0, 100-0, bro. $9 million were on that game, chat. Next game, VIRTUS.PRO against Navi. Go again. Someone asked if this was Bronze versus Eternity content.
Trophy in the middle of the stage. Can't wait.
That's disrespectful. 200 people for 2.1 million. 400 people for 6.3 million. Hey, the return ratio over here on Navi, 1-4 is looking pretty good though if they win.
Play that Rocket Raccoon matchup that they have unmatched.
Okay, let's see this. Round 2. Round 2.
I like their draft at the current moment. And they're going to start off the Storm Comp 2.
Oh, you're fine, Plot. We appreciate you being here, man.
Ship. I mean, it makes sense. Sparker onto that Adam Warlock as well. They're figuring it out. They want to play Jerky onto that Hella. You know how good he's been on that earlier in the series as well versus FlyQuest. We'll see if he can play it to a high level here.
Finzi still holding that high as Nevix gets it.
Jerky is the first one to go down. Oh, no, Navi's going down already, chat.
Gonna find Naga, and that will not be res, so defense is clearly working for them, and they are running.
Oh, no, trust me's alone.
Navi feels like they're playing what FlyQuest are running. Like, this is insane. VP kind of consistently playing these sort of compositions that do well. And just
wow, no, I think this might be a VIRTUS.PRO win, bro. Just because I'm saying Navi has their Psylocke and Jeff banned, chat. That's bad. I think if you ban those two characters, it's over for Navi.
We've seen a ton of success with this comp getting out of a spawn door in a triple hold, but again, Navi is the team that has the big brain. We'll see if they're able to do that as Saipe goes low, as Naga on the off angle tries to find 1. Great positioning there as Fi finds Trust Me, and still this hold from VP is looking clean.
Yeah, Invisible, when you can't put the shield around yourself, but you can put it around a teammate, and he just left it there and just played back and forth. Almost went down, but Rocket Raccoon, because of how much healing it provides on top of the direct hit healing you get when you get hit by those orbs on 50 HP, it's just so much. Also, Jerky is just taking poke from Nevix his entire fight.
Nevix almost putting one right down early on as Finzi now gonna find Naga, who reses right back. Level 1 Crook now gonna get the first pick there onto Nevix, and they're walking. The eat comes through from Dreedro. Might have to commit here as Venom does have an escape route. Potentially.
Oh!
Really good aim.
I thought he was gonna get up, but I think it's too close to the floor where he dies.
Right, Spider Island is that low. You could do it in that angle. Meanwhile, Jerky committing the ult and just pushes them back. Maybe he can find Fi. Nice bubble to keep him alive. The Jet Bolts are
Oh, nice play by Finzi to keep his teammate alive.
VP are going to be able to have to commit with ults.
2 minutes still available here on this attack for Navi. Here's some commitment.
Oh, nice push, nice push.
On anyone available at the moment. Naga, though, gonna find a pick there on a VP in terms of Dreedro. Jerky onto Fi, and they are starting to walk now, but there is still some answers to get.
Nah, I think they have Portal, chat. I think they have Portal to recontest.
We heard this is like the deathmatch meta, and it's for good reason. Now Sparker and them eventually fall, but you never feel comfortable. You commit ults all the time because you build them up so quickly. And look, Sparker's gonna come back into the fight. He's gonna need to build up to that resurrection.
Oh, maybe they didn't Portal. I think he's running back. Yeah, he's running back.
Jerky on the high ground. Can he find those eliminations? Cards coming towards the very end, Chib. We're at 1 minute and 20 meters left, or sorry, 1 minute and 20 seconds left to go with less than 100 meters. But Fate, see you later, pops it down towards that point. The damage output is going to be here. Fi goes down to the backside of Level 1 Crook. Jerky now with the follow-up on the Nevix. The bubble has been used, and everything comes in terms of those spell daggers, resulting in Sparker falling down. He doesn't have his cocoon. They have to use the portal to come back.
Trust me, with some full commitment there. Rajaro tomorrow as well. The portal will come through. Will it get there in time?
Oh, is it going to get there? Is it going to get there?
If they can commit at the last second,
oh, the Jeff! Oh, he barely got his ult off.
This be huge. This is an opportunity to find some success here, and Sparker does have that.
Did he get anyone? Oh, no, Jeff dies instantly, but there's a trade.
Gets that pick. Sparker going to find a 2-piece, or excuse me, 1, and bring back Factory Dro. Level 1 Crook onto Sparker now, up in the sky with a meteorite from downtown. Does not land.
Nice. Navi might. They're going to cap this.
You know, this VP comp, it feels like it's a bit safe from them.
Nice, trust me, nice.
Shots from him, they freedom charge as well. Just make sure they can get that win by. Falls low, gets his own freedom charge too. But Navi, man advantage. Jerky finds Spy. Can they find any more with 10 seconds left to go? They're still around this payload, and this convoy will not move forward as long as VP is contesting. But they still whack a lot of the members of their squad. They don't have anybody here. They also have no Rocket Raccoon to bring them back. They just used Sparker in that res. And VP.
Woo! That was a tough first point, bro. That was a tough first point for Navi.
Yeah, some duelist ultimates available here. Saipei is holding on to that invisible boundary, but you can actually match that right back with the last stand from Naga to pull her right out of that ultimate. Could be an answer if that is the goal here on this attack.
Is Wolverine often picked? We don't really see a lot of Wolverine, but he does get picked every now and then. The other team was running 3 tanks, chat. Usually a lot of teams like to run 3 tanks, 3 supports for that first point.
On their attack, as there is only 2 minutes on here for point 2.
2 minutes on. It's not a lot of time, but the street phase we've seen get snowballed before. We'll see how VP react. Fi on the Hella is an interesting choice. This team also not necessarily known, I think, for their hit scan play. Fi more for that Human Torch, for that Daredevil we've seen recently. So we'll see how he does versus Jerky, who's met a lot of the really good Hella players on the left side angle. Gets hit by that Dirge, has to fall back, but does have the overhelp from committing his shift and the Crow back to his team. But you do have that name World on the side of Sparker as well, ready to go on that defensive angle. We'll see if Navi walk into it. They have the huge stun with the last stand out of Naga. Here comes a boundary. Dritro on the backside. Jeff ult
is going to find 1. Is that going to work out? Heading back towards the team, knowing that the off-map potential may be low with that jump right back from Invis. Sparker onto Naga, though, who still, did commit that ultimate, and it did not seem to work out too much. Saipei did go down. Sparker holding on here to that Ornaphrodi as we see Fi in the sky with 1 on the Fate. They get 2. Why don't you? Out of down and town throw there. Trust me, is week 2 is going to burn that E cooldown and going to reset with the team.
Damn, bro.
He's one of the smartest players in this game overall, and that's why he's here in the grand final. Sparker also with the follow-up. Obviously, we talk about him a lot more, but Fly has really put his name on the map for our international audience in this grand finals and in the playoffs group stages. He's been a huge component in VIRTUS.PRO's success. Now Navi want to walk up. They do have see you later engagement. We'll see if this fight stalls out with these freedom charges. When is this name or whale going to come in from Sparker and Naga?
They do have 2 answers right now in terms of ultimates, but you can be a little more aggressive with them as there is no duelist ult you need to counter at the current moment from the side of Navi, and gets pushed away 18 HP and does fall there as the undead squid pops. Looking for Jerky in this off angle. Nevic's gonna find 2 with a 2-piece. Do I see 3 here? Gets matched right back with a Sia though, and up in the sky. Will we see a pick here from Jerky? He's trying to find an angle. Doesn't look like that will come through at the current moment.
Damn, dude. You know what's the difference maker, I think, chat? A lot of the times we're watching Navi, it's Jerky like popping the fuck off on like Psylocke and shit. But since he hasn't had Psylocke a lot, I feel like he's been quiet.
Meanwhile, both teams kind of stalling in on the objective. Here comes that Jeff. Ultimates Jeff on the back line. Jerky gets slowed down, taken down by Fi. Here comes the whale. Blocked by Trust Me, though. Nice job staying away from it, but VIRTUS.PRO still missing members of their squad. Are going to need to rely maybe a portal or something. But Dritro, and this heat that you called that earlier, takes 2 off the map. He swam to the edge and removes them. VP gets stopped and not, or rather stop Navi on the defense.
Hey, that's a good push. Man, this is a pretty close game, bro. Look at the stats. It's a really close game.
And here goes the engagement off the rip. There is no triple comp here for the side of Navi on that defense, selecting to run a little more divey focused self-survival, but still going to do that Hella Namor. It feels like a little bit of a mixed comp.
It does, trust me. Goes in for a Jerky to try to hold the W key to the rest of the VP's side, but they go for that dive to peel off. But guess who's brought
back? Oh my!
Naga from Nevix.
Angela is such a menace and is going to be looking for that res there on Naga, looking for on the high side, going to deal some damage and drop back towards the team, and only took 69 damage at that moment as Dritro is going to take out Trust Me there. And
did he just say 69 damage?
Cleaning up the rest, and Nevix by again, and that is enough to get them through this early start.
Yeah, brutal fight for Navi there, I mean, sent back, they do have the BRB advantage, but they're never being able to trade it. I mean, the momentum we've seen from Navi in the past have always been when they're on these more divey comps, they can go aggressive with Trust Me, but nobody's there to follow up. I mean, Rajaro on the cap could set up with Trust Me, but he's usually on those anchor heroes. VP, meanwhile, able to sort of change momentum when you have Nevix on that Angela.
Could see a combo here coming up from Navi with that damage boosted Whale, but not quite sure that's what they're looking for. Sparker holding on to Whale as well, and Dredro going to have that It's Jeff in a moment, but at this point they've already walked up to this
Oh my god.
From downtown, make it 3 as Fate gets that res right back once
Oh
more.
no, they have to TP back. They have to TP back, or it's they're.
Question, did Navi really set themselves back? They tossed their own Angela back in. Nevix, like a bird spit out of the mouth of some sort of trap, comes back into the fight now.
What? A bird?
Sideline of Naga and crew, throwing the Whale out in desperation, it almost seems. I mean, the portal is there from Jerky. They have the squad. He's able to find one at the very least, but Naga gets traded out, so it's a 1-for-1 trade with the portal, waiting for Finzi. He's not going to be here with this fight with that freedom charge, but Rajaro's going to have to build his own.
Yeah, was able to find some success with that Whale, surprisingly. Is more of a zoning ultimate just to try to stay up and healthy, but did not work out, but did find the trade. So it's kind of up for debate here. What a tackle there from Nevix, who's keeping the pressure on still, and is owning this front line right back towards the back line. Gets taken out with a follow-up from 5.
I think he gets res though.
There, Sparker gonna take out Jerky. Level 1 Crook back in the fight though.
And we're seeing the value of this invisible woman at just such a high level as Saipe finds Trust Me. The portal was used, so they're gonna have to give it up. Navi does, using every single ult too. So we're headed to the second phase. That was clean of the VP. And this team is looking so good and synergistic.
Flawless.
Nevix sets them up with those grabs. Here comes the See You Later though. Finzi finds
Wait!
Saipe gets traded.
We have
so
the
we're talking about him.
We have the Spider-Man!
Trying to stall.
Put my Spider-Man socks on for a reason. Somebody's got to put on the mask here as Jerky is going to be able to find elimination
shit,
at the
bro!
They are going to retake here. Finzi in a dangerous spot, but does find one. Onto Jerky right back.
Yeah, can we get a nerf on Spider-Man? That looked too crazy. Chat.
I mean, that's
We need a nerf on Spider-Man.
Later on to something else. Finzi now getting down to the back line. Can they actually have the follow-up damage? Gets healed by the Jeff across the map. The invisible woman.
Wow, nice job by his supports keeping him alive.
So they're missing him in this fight. Here comes Dredro. Does use that as Jeff. Naga on the backside uses that reflect too, and the objection. Can everybody get away from this ult? It looks like the answer is no.
Oh no!
The support, the shields coming through. Everybody peeling him off.
I think he has to. No, I think the map is too low. Wait, the Invis woman lived.
Is invisible, but it doesn't matter. The team, it does fall. Level 1 Crook eventually does too, and we move into the second phase after Fate. It gets staggered out.
What? Hey, that was a great hold by Navi, though. That was a great hold. Hopefully, if their second phase hold is just as good,
in terms of windows,
they might win.
Found that spot and always
they actually might win
right there with the It's Jeff.
3 minutes left to go, Shib. VP. They do have a little bit of advantage here in the second phase, but Navi, I mean, they cemented their legacy on this map versus Envy in the very last game of that series at the 6th map against Team Envy. We'll see if they can start this sort of comeback against VP, who are starting to mount that momentum.
Doing it just a little bit quicker here, almost 3 minutes on for this push. Ult advantage going to be roughly even at the current state and out. Ooh, Naga gonna find one as Nevix takes out Jerky. Naga trying to make sure this pick comes through as it gets matched by the invisible boundary now. Out goes that Sia for the damage boost.
There's so many off-map angles you talked about earlier, Shib. Here comes that piece of the miss from Trust Me, trying to chase down the Jet like a...
Oh my god, that's so funny. He's trying to chase down the Jet,
from
bro.
his own sort of cap there. Naga on the right side able to set up too, but this is what we were talking about earlier. I mean, Navi was able to start a 4-minute hold versus Envy in the second phase of the map too, and if they could do it versus VP too, they would cement themselves as one of the best Spider Islands teams of all time. But VP are going to be charged upon by a freedom charge from Rajaro.
Jaro walking them forward, being aggro with that ultimate. It's something you can't do with
chat. Navi is keeping them in their spawn, bro. They're keeping them in their spawn.
Sparker does have that whale available, but Naga does. And yeah, both of them on either side.
They got this. They got this. They got this.
Successful ultimates here in this next fight.
He's setting up on the right side angle, but both have been slow with it, like you said earlier, Shib. I mean, he does have the BRB advantage. They know that they can use it. Jerky into the sky and the Goddess of Death forced out. Maybe VP doesn't even want to fight it.
Yeah, it's more so just a defensive utilization there from the side of Jerky, who will not be able to get any pick at the current moment. Is going to drop down now and stay healthy, but
I guess that was for like space creation, chat. Space creation. Listen, you guys don't understand. Space created.
Teams are still trading back and forth. And nobody goes down until, of course, I say it. Sparker and Jerky with a pick there. Strategist and a Vanguard. Sparker now out of Rajaro.
You can't feed. That's the number one thing. You can't go in like Rojaro does there. You also can't use the Goddess to death earlier in VP, showing that they are one of the most veteran teams in this genre.
I do think Virtus.PRO is the stronger team of the two.
Does come out on top
But this is a great hold by Navi. It looks like it's going to be last fight territory.
Switch of composition here from Navi. Looks like
Both teams have 3 ults, chat. Both teams have 3 ults. Both teams are coming up with cap hold. Uh-oh.
For VP, and 30 seconds on, though, is a testament to how Navi does a great job staying on that point, even when they lose fights.
Whoa, see you later. Is it too late to save Jerky? It looks like the answer is yes, but the BRB does bring him back in. Nevix forced off the soft angle. Does he get the healing? Yes, it's there. Wow. Also, the Dirge to help follow the peel.
Yeah, Saipe did a great job there with focus. Same with Dredro, ensuring that Nevix could escape that, being very low. What a pull there by Nevix, trying to find one. Not going to work as the bird cooldown is out. Trust me, Frozen is going to use that E right prior. Down goes that Feast of the Abyss, chasing. Well, that one lands 20 HP. Is going to find a little bit, but not for long, as he's in a very dangerous position. Is going to reset as Sparker now takes out Naga.
Pushed off force physics, but he's here with the freedom charge.
Oh, Fi got 2. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Can they get the portal down? Can they get the portal down? They have to get the portal down quick. Nice ult by level 1 Crook.
Needs the healing and doesn't have it.
The better ultimate comes through in terms of timing from Dredro. Out goes that whale with the damage.
No, I think this might be a GG's. I think Virtus.PRO is going to win. Yep. No, it looks like Virtus.PRO, chat.
Here as they're working through for point 2 and map 2 trying to take this on. Fi again. Sparker level 1 Crook gets one trade, but it will not be for long as they are dwindling. Sparker, Finzi, that could be it, folks. And the hold does not happen. That will do it.
Damn, yo, that was a good fucking game. That was a good fucking game. The score might say 2-0, but that could have went either way, bro. $3.3 million go bye-bye. I can't believe there's still 200 people putting channel points, almost 3 million channel points on Navi. I respect that, chat. I respect that, but you guys just lost the house. You guys just lost the car. Now you guys are betting your kids. Do you honestly want to lose the kids? Don't answer that. Don't answer that, actually. You think they're going to win a map?
I think they have to burn their save on Psylocke. I think they're Psylocke merchants.
Yeah, I was just telling my chat last game. Previous games, you saw a lot of Jerky pop off because, like, they didn't ban his Psylocke. But when his Psylocke is banned, he's not, like, that guy anymore.
Yep. They're Psylocke merchants. They live and die. They don't have it, so might have to just save it as your second save. Take the L on losing Jeff and Mantis and whatever else they want.
True. Put your channel points on Navi! Let's get it! Hey, they might win this one, and think about the payout. If one team bans Psylocke and the other team saves Psylocke on the next save. If the other team bans Psylocke, you cannot save Psylocke for your team because it's already banned. But if you save Psylocke, the other team cannot ban Psylocke because it's already saved.
Undefeated here. Navi also kind of struggled here too. I mean, versus Hunter Thief, they almost lost this map. That was a full cap out they did in 6-5 end up score-wise. So Navi is great at this map, but VP's better, and that feels like the story of these two teams. Anything that Navi does, VP seems to do better. Navi trying to rewrite that, however, as they start off with that teleporter on the high ground.
Owning that height now. Navi, again, like you said, playing around that health pack in the back. Allows your strategist to patty cake and still have a solution if the damage is a little too much. Saipe in a dangerous spot here.
Vidrango?
B3
Drango? Please don't have to prime sell, my friend.
Back through here from Nevix, who tries to look forward now to Rojaro. Jerky gets the first pick, though, onto Sparker on the height.
Yeah, that's a good change you want to see from Navi. I mean, even when he was playing the Hela versus even FlyQuest earlier, there were times when Vision Energy was looking really good. So for Jerky, he needs to kind of step it up, play really at a high level, and he's doing so far. Does get the idol. Trust me, on the opposite side, not even having to worry about it, forcing out the Cocoon out of Saipe, which could be impactful later on. But Saipe finds the pickoff on the Naga.
Jerky right back, though, onto Nevix. The trades are real.
Okay, Jerky's popping. Jerky's popping. He's getting the picks, chat. He's getting the picks.
But it's going to be a dangerous spot. Great freeze there. The Jeff comes through with an itch. Jeff and Duskfall instantly on the side of Dredro. Sparker going to trade with Jerky, and that's just the nature of this map right now. Back and forth is Fi, and Sparker get another trust me onto Fi, but there goes that res from Saipe.
Yes, I've been bring back the members of his squad. Navi gets cleaned up afterwards, and they're back to the spawn once more. They got 53% on the board, which is only 1/3 of the ticks that stay alongside your cap. cap rate. So Na'Vi, I mean, they could at least set up themselves for later, but at the moment, I mean, VP have done well with his defense, maybe setting up on the high ground too. Could be scary for Na'Vi as they walk in. Very aggressive push from Sparker, forcing out the dance floor from level 1 Crook.
Oh, that's a really good force by Virtus.PRO to get that ult out all the way over there and not allow it to be on point. That was a great force. Pengo, appreciate the massive 33 months, my friend.
Available. Down goes the feast that lands with that 30% reduction in healing. Nevix is going to be very low. It does escape, though, at the current moment, able to go back towards that back line and stay healthy. What a retake there as Fi now heavily engages. Ooh, and we see the Devil of Hell's Kitchen looking towards that back line once more. Everybody patty caking there. Bubble gets pulled out. Cooldowns are gone, but they do clean up and take a 2-piece, make it 3. Why don't you as Nevix and Sparker get 2 apiece?
I mean, VP, I mean, they might be swimming in the domes of Na'Vi with Redraw.
A nasty! Appreciate the massive prime sub as well. Yeah, I'm really...
Like Na'Vi.
I'm sweating here, chat. I'm cheering for Na'Vi to at least not get swept here, bro. I'm sweating.
Backline as well as his great movement and use of cooldowns. It just feels like VP's un-KOable right now, and it's because, I mean, Na'Vi need to get some sort of momentum, and they had it earlier with Jerky, but it's been silent since then.
Yeah, using that Venom cooldown in terms of the grapple is usually how they get out, unless you have that ult available with the Feast, because it'll buy you enough time to get that cooldown back again. Here comes that engagement from Trust Me, who's holding on to that Feast of the Abyss as discussed. Let's have the dash back towards the team already. Just getting smoked there in terms of damage. Needs to go back as Finzi now does fall from level 1 Crook with some good damage and gets that headshot.
43 seconds left to go. They found that pick, but what's going to happen? The res is available. Saipe gets dove upon, gets that soul bomb, but it's only onto him, so it doesn't actually do much. Gets deleted immediately. Now here comes Retro on the high in that dance floor. Gets the invisible woman too. Retro could be close to the
oh, he just exploded, bro.
Keeping everybody healthy as well as Finzi with the portal will bring people back into the
You gotta stay on point, though. You gotta stay on point. You gotta stay on point.
Resurrect with that Karma Revival brings them back in.
Yeah, that is a huge res. Portal does come through again from Finzi, who falls as Jerky gets 1. Rajaro as well. Saipe's res brings 5 right back into the fight. Sparker now in the sky here with the Galactic Legend. That's 1 onto Crook.
Wow. Wow, bro. The fact that they held that at 97%.
I mean, that is brutal.
Whoa, whoa! I need a timeout. What the hell is my editors doing? I just got informed by Emily. This is my thumbnail on YouTube on my second channel. Yo, you can't do. Oh, chat, too soon, bro. Too soon. That's not me. That's not me. That's my editor. That's not me. I just want to say that is my editor. That is not me.
Looking for a Crook here potentially.
And they could get on looking sneaky, right? Trying to use the Luna Snow passive to get that speed boost and run away, maybe dive away from this portal, and he does so well. So he evades certain demise there initially, and also Jerky back on the back line, takes out Fi. That's going to be a big target. They need to track down Fi, make sure he's uncomfortable on Daredevil.
Yeah, a lot of value in the distraction that you can have as Rajaro gets 2 now and still is walking down that back line. Make it 3, why don't you there from Rajaro, who is looking clean. Now towards Saipe, who's going to drop back as a unit.
No, that's not me, chat. That's not me.
By Na'Vi looking a lot stronger on this defense.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good fight win too. Not only that, Shib, long term, right? Cooldowns. Usually there's really strong abilities in this game. Regen Domain, Soul Bond, passive from the Adam Warlock to stay alive with that cocoon. And with that removed in the previous fight because Saipe just used it, that could be big because Saipe usually would set that up with that resurrection, can resurrect, then go down and then res his team while in that sort of ghost form. At the current moment, he's not going to have that passive. That's going to be something to note later.
Sometimes what happens here is when you get that defend, you hold them on point 1, you become a little bit complacent. Nevix in a dangerous spot is going to be able to escape there. Good utilization again of those cooldowns as you had discussed prior. But as I was saying before, when you get a little complacent, when you think you just have to get this first point and you maybe overcommit ultimates, and it kind of makes you slack a little bit as Jerky going to find 1 onto Nevix, but Sparker back onto Naga to trade as the numbers are evened out once more in this fight. On the high side again, Sparker looking for more, and this could be a huge ult as it does take down Fate, with the portal's going to likely need to come back as out goes the dance floor to match it right back, but maybe just a little bit too late. And Sung Inferno potentially with damage boost coming in here in a moment, and the Itch Jeff is under. This is the counter play as it's down down in that garage.
Yeah, I mean, they melt him in the sky. Jerky trying to find him now. Either missing a member of their squad. They have to get him back from the spawn with that portal, like you said, but also they're walking back on him. Quick off the map by Dridro. He got the eat in the back line. Finzi falls to 1 HP. Eventually falls to Trust Me, though, with the portal coming back in. Here comes Na'Vi, but they're missing the most of their team. Sidebay reses back Finzi. Finds Naga as well, as everybody's here touching the point, but they don't have the portal now because they used it earlier from Naga. Rajaro has to stall things out. They're switching to Spider-Man.
Jerky's on the Spider-Man. He's on the Spider-Man.
VP, get a tick ship. Could they get potentially more? Jerky gets away from the fight for now, but Na'Vi, they're so far away from the point. That's 2 ticks given. We're right at the very end.
Oh, they're body blocking him.
97.33%, and they're here to touch.
Touch comes through.
Is the portal out? Where's the portal?
Are dwindling, and again,
did they use the portal already?
There on that Spider-Man. Rajaro goes down too. Slowly they are going.
Oh, they used it already.
Oh shit! And that could be it here, as Sparker's dancing in that garage towards the back line. Still going to be able to stall for a moment.
I didn't even notice that they used the portal already.
Still has bodies on. Nevix onto Fade. Level 1 Crook goes down, and that will do it for 3 consecutive maps.
Oh my god, bro. Chat.
Mid-season today versus VIRTUS.PRO could be shut out 4-0.
Oh, bro, when are they going to learn, bro?
Don't worry, map 4, they save Psylocke, first save, surely.
Bro!
Surely they do it. Surely.
Save Psylocke! I don't know, man. Hey, when is the Flats J3 dual coaching coming out?
Dual coaching?
I could be the coach, you could be the analyst, or vice versa. Oh, I'll give you guys your points.
Who are we coaching for?
I don't know, man. I feel like you and me could figure out, like, we have to save Psylocke.
We could just be like, listen, all right, we're kind of expensive, but we could get you some big wins. Here's the strat. You save your Psylocke. Boom. There you go.
There you go. Can I get $500,000? Thanks. Now, I'm pretty sure it's maybe not the coach, chat. I'm just talking shit, but like, the players also have a say in the bans, but I feel like you gotta save the Psylocke. I believe in the ban. They saved
behind the scenes.
Goodbye to that Psylocke again. Obviously very targeted there to Jerky, who's looked so strong on that hero. I have no doubt we might see that.
Nah, bro, I
just
don't understand, bro. I just don't understand.
And I love this map to end it on too. I mean, it's just such a good map for, you know, showing so many diverse angles. The Hella would have done well if they had it, but now we started out. Bucky, by the way, not touched. It was played a little bit more earlier on, but looks like Na'Vi really kind of ignoring it for now. Meanwhile, for VIRTUS.PRO's side, with the Mantis bans at least, trying to play away from it, setting up for that full dive again. Need to see a little bit more of Rajaro on this map.
When the fight begins, Jerky there is going to also be playing on that hit scan on the right side, as we can look over in Crisis on the Star-Lord, which also has that hit scan. Finzi early on to level 1 Crook, and again, Finzi's looking very strong on this cap, so aggro. Sparker gonna find one. Finzi again, Fi onto Rajaro. Everybody going down here, and VP cannot be stopped.
Jerky switching over to the Bucky now. It makes sense. They want to try to play that.
Oh my god, bro. Why do they do this, man? Why do they do this? It doesn't make any sense.
Figure out the answer, that's fine. But Ultimate's already built for VP, and how do you even deal with this team when Fi is playing at that level? And so is the rest of the squad on Daredevil in these dives to set him up.
Yeah, those early switches are either a testament to a team that knows a solution or a team that says we need to find something and something quick. We can't give them any more percentage on point. 25% and climbing here for VP, and they're just maintaining pressure, just standing on it with no care in the world. Trust me, on that Venom, already popping that E. Crisis gonna find a pick there on a Finzi to try to shut down that cap, but Fi is already on the backline. Good movement there to stay up in the sky from the side of Fate. Level 1 Crook now with a pick, trying to get this point taken over, but it's already at 42% and climbing, and they're still gonna maintain presence here.
And this is so hard for Crisis to come in cold, but no, he is not. That means Ridge will get shut down.
Okay, yo, pop off, Crisis. You are Navi's only. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Get him!
And the rest of the team
Get him!
Point to clean everything up. Navi, maybe that's that spark they needed.
Crisis says,
get him!
Coach, let me show you what I'm made
hey,
of as 4 go down.
I don't know if you guys ever played the Crisis, like, you know, games. Great games, by the way.
65% from VP, not quite that 70 number.
Let's get it.
You're typically looking for a one-fight situation, so we will see if that was enough for them to take this first point.
Let's see if Fi really is that guy on Hella. He has been so far. He's been able to match, but right now they get engaged on by Na'Vi.
Fi goes low there. Sparker takes the height, burns those cooldowns, and is going to find a little bit of damage, but nobody falls just yet as Rajaro now walks backwards, keeping the team up in that fight with that Freedom Charge, and all still available and up here for Na'Vi, who are just going to stall and play slow. One goes down there from Fi, taking out Crisis, turning that right back in their favor. There goes that.
By the way, usually appreciate the massive down on my friend.
Does not seem to land in terms of enough damage for a pick. Out goes the Galactic Legend. Rajaro going to clean that up on a Fi, and numbers back towards them on this fight. Everybody stacking together to confuse the Star-Lord ultimate, but trust me, going to be taking out Dreydro. Finzi finds one. Nevix now on a trust me, and they're heading right back to that point.
You got to see you later. Does he want to use it here? You pop it towards that point, but the target focus is going to happen to it. They're alive for a little bit longer. Stalling it out, though, is Na'Vi.
Yeah, that's their goal here. They just want to maintain presence on the point. They can't get through there in time as Rajaro does commit that portal still as it was already started. Cooldown begins as soon as you press that F button.
Oh, airball! Airball!
Fi on the high side. Crisis goes down. Jerky takes out Finzi. Alt available here for Fi, who likely going to
I didn't know they don't got LeBron. No, wait, what was it? Was it?
Who had crack and impact? They don't have any other ults ready. I mean, you're coming close to that ultimate out of Trust Me, but Fi staying alive has been huge so far.
Airball Jordan on the other team, bro.
Character to a good enough level. Dives come in from Trust Me on the backside. Crack and impact will make its way back, but the Strategist ults are coming up soon for VP.
Looking at that cam, calm, cool, and collected. Just another day at work here for the side of VP. They're looking so strong. Out goes the dance floor here. Made of both worlds match. One goes down on the side of Fi, as that was an early Crisis now on a Finzi. Can they turn this again? That's a two-piece.
Oh, let's get it! Get it! Get it! Get it!
Here with a crack and impact.
Crisis is taking Na'Vi out. Yeah, they're taking to the first W, chat.
Meanwhile, they're saying
Jonesy, appreciate the massive prime stop, my friend.
Use much besides that dance floor. However, that does set up VP with double shredded ult.
Chat, I see Crisis stomps going up.
They want to set up for maybe even one fight territory situation, but Na'Vi 20% away from capping this out. Not VP as well. Last fight territory for both teams, round number 1.
Alt advantage for Na'Vi, the best they have looked yet. Out goes that Feast of the Abyss from Trust Me. Does not land on a Fi, which was the intended target with that damage boost. Instead, they are going to still find one from level 1. Crook to the backside, taking out Finzi. Will this be enough as it's 90 and counting? 93 up as Jerky looking now. Out goes that Goddess of Death. Sparker in a dangerous spot, trying to get
forward.
Take out Sparker. Fi going to find Crisis on point, though, and OT has begun.
He reads it. He reads it. He's going to find the hell out after, but they both have the idol. Neither are really eliminated in this situation. Fi goes to touch and he goes down.
That's our early pick again. That's necessary. So Rajaro takes out Finzi and OT goes down.
Crisis, come on! Come on, give this team some life! They're doing it, Flats! They're doing it!
Dude, I cannot believe it. Instead of 5 minutes, it's gonna be like 8 minutes.
I can't believe it.
What would that saying be for esports players? I want the ball, coach. I want to plug in my keyboard, coach. I don't know.
I want the mouse, coach.
I want the mouse. It's wireless, but give me a cord. I'll do something with it for sure.
Oh, as we start again. Map 2 here. This is typically a very strong Jeff and off-map location. Na'Vi does have that combo. That
Lefty, appreciate the massive gift of sub. Sick, appreciate the massive 7 months. Yannick, appreciate the massive 2 months. Jonesy, appreciate the massive prime. Appreciate it, guys. Everyone following the stream as well. Appreciate it.
Right now, I mean, they're constantly surrounding Freedom Charge committed by VP, saying gold. Na'Vi, though, in the main side, lose Crisis. That's a huge pick by Sparker. Also had the Whales to follow it up on the back angle. Fi also finds Rajaro as Crisis is brought back by the BRB. Crisis finds Sparker.
Numbers are even right now. Rajaro still has that eye committed level 1 Crook. Going to start with the dance floor. Nobody has point yet. Crisis looking for a pull on the back line. Fi almost gets grabbed there, but good understanding of pull distance. Commitment comes through from Crisis.
Oh, get it!
Do I see 2 Crisis?
Get it!
I do! Different here with his crack and impact. Absolute monster on the Bucky is going to retake the point again. Well played, Na'Vi.
Momentum is being built by Na'Vi. You might be a little sweaty as VP, but right now
the Bucky go. Whoa! Listen, he's doing really well. Not the Bucky go. Chat. Put some respect on me. Put some respect on me.
The ignition put out. Can Na'Vi actually start that fire up? Get it growing.
Don't disrespect me like that.
Again is all they're hearing right now in their nightmares. Fi on the high side here, looking downward. Now it's all about stalling here for Na'Vi, which they do incredibly well. Huge commitment there by Nevix with the retribution on the backline, and it is gonna find one, make it two as Fate goes down there. Good start on the fight there for VP. The rest comes through, good freeze, but immediately awoken in that moment. Very low from the Galactic Legend, up in the sky. 5 finds Trust Me. Ayabagomoto.
Oh, they stunned it! They stunned it!
So well, Sparker takes Crisis, and Crook
5,
goes
what a great stun by 5.
He hit him with the stone on Hella. A huge place by him. So shuts down the Ayabagomoto. It might have not happened anyway because, I mean, you're down 2 players on your team. The Res came out. Nice kind of hero plays by Crook, but regardless, VP
True, actually true. That was honestly, imagine if they saved Psylocke and they had Crisis on Bucky.
Adjustment to him playing it.
Cinema. But sadly, I don't know if they know that they can save Psylocke.
As Navi only got 46% of the board.
And Rajaro able to get over on that cap is definitely going to work out. Kind of locked in there to Strange in a comp that wasn't favorable for Strange. So that will enable them to play a little more aggro onto that strat line in the back line. Saipei with some good positioning. It's 5, finds one early on a Rajaro. Bang, coming in here with a feast. Does land on one onto Dreedro. Gets some really strong pocket. Not a huge play there, but a good idea as Crisis tries to find one. Does find another and is really showing up here as the sub. Can we see another pick? No, we don't right now. Up in the sky we go. Freedom charge out. Crisis keeping the damage.
They prefer the Psylocke ban over the Venom ban. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure they also appreciate the 3 to the 0.
Yeah, I mean, Sparker's the only one getting eliminations again, but here comes that.
Oh, go Crisis, keep it going!
Can he find any more afterwards? Comes back to fall away from the damage that's coming from Navi in a moment with the Goddess of Death. Eventually pokes him out of that as well, but you're missing one on the side of VP. Sparker has to switch to the Doctor Strange to come back with the portal. Fate has to see you later, though, as everybody from VP is here on the point.
Looking so strong here. Crisis still maintaining the space, and the point is almost transitioned over to Navi. It is now 70% there for VP. And they commit the portal comes through from Sparker here, which may be a huge win from Navi towards the end of this map, as they will not be able to touch.
They're trembling, chat. They're trembling. That was a wasted portal. They don't have portal. Uh-oh, they're shaking. They're nervous. They're like, oh shit, we're in the middle of a crisis here. You get it? Because his name is Crisis. Ooh, Jay3 should be a caster.
This current state looking incredibly strong. Jerky going to commit here with that Blaster Barrage. Does have ult available. Match right back as Crisis gets another pick onto Dreedro, and that is becoming a common saying right now in this game. 79% here for Navi. Already building towards that ultimate. Jerky Trust Me, and Rajaro is able to take out Sparker, and that is going to be another early fight there and a win on the side of Navi.
I love this. Navi's at least refocused right now. No portal play either. Nevix has to touch, but they're about to get a map win. I mean, it's going to be really hard for VP to set up, especially without Nevix. He had the ult ready to go. I mean, they're going to get a touch now on Finzy's side, but Navi's here in overtime cleaning them up.
This could be the first win here and the takedown of VP on top. Maybe that shifts momentum, and it is driven on the back.
They did it!
What a play!
Wait a minute. We might have a series.
Well, we might have a series. Chat, 80% to 20%. $8.2 million coming off the fucking bench to do that is crazy.
Still in this, but VIRTUS.PRO only have to win one more time. Whereas Navi, they still have to repeat that effort.
Oh, I just got a text message from someone that was at the. They said, "Hey Jay3, Crisis was not warming up before this game, but instead of warming up and practicing his, you know, his aim, he was watching your Bucky VODs. Thank you for getting us our first win." Oh, they're so nice, bro. They're so nice.
Navi on the defense, either running that triple or something they're more comfortable with. Crisis looking incredibly strong, coming in as a super sub and dominating on Domination. Let's see if they can do it again.
Right now, VP is going to be starting on attack. Navi on defense, looking to ignite their own sort of play style on this triple, or rather, it isn't even triple. It is with that Bucky for defense. It's going to be an interesting mix-up for them.
Yeah, only 2 Vanguards there. They will have that res from Jerky, who's going to be on that Adam Warlock. Crisis, once again, on the Winter Soldier, looking so good as Fate now gets an early pick there for the side of Navi into Nevix. There will be no Rocket for the side of VP, so they cannot come back with a quick BRB. and we will see if they can come back in this next fight early.
And that's a rare pick too. Nevix is playing so well so far, and Finzi has been not been the one feeding, but maybe if they set up eliminations on Nevix, that'd be huge. There we go, that's the change up that they want. Now they're gonna switch over to Storm Punisher, but the Bucky does well against this ship. You can ground the players in the sky.
Yeah, that's typically the comp we see run into a triple comp, but we've seen Navi, they really like to hold this building in front here, and their Soul Bond goes out into big cooldown. Walls, Iron Wall, actually.
Yeah, to break the spawn hole, chat, you usually do the Storm with the Punisher, but also they usually have a Storm Jeff combo, but there is no Storm Jeff combo here, it seems.
Gets pulled right back. It's matched here by Saipei. Everyone pressing Q right now as the itch Jeff goes under from Fade.
Oh, but the Jeff dies, bro.
Yeah, you can't live from that last stand. I mean, you have Jerky going down too. Needs to not use that cocoon. Just scouting him out, right? You can see Sparker. Hello, how you doing? Goodbye. Back to the spawn. You go save that.
Yeah, I know. What do you call it? They're banned for.
He's gonna be able to sell Jerky too. And that's the important part. Not using those cooldowns. Finzi as well. Going for that scout won't pop the portal necessarily unless they know they have a free elimination. But he actually goes to the portal. Never mind on the backside just to distract them. Actually, no, sets it off the map. If somebody takes that portal, they're heading to the third phase of the map.
Strangling prison there. Up in the sky goes Crisis, using it to drop backwards. Could not find a ton of value. It was a little bit too risky, but it did force out Dredro into using that dance floor, and that's enough value. Here comes the Omega Hurricane. Will there be an answer? Not right now. The board again gets launched early, preemptively, to bring back Trust Me from that Omega Hurricane. Finzi now to level 1 Crook. Everybody coming back into the fight, and they all fall, but can they touch? 3 minutes, 2, they can as they get there, but the walls go out. Can they have good focus? Bond, cooldown being used too, and Sparker in a really good spot.
Yeah, Sparker's gonna be huge here. I mean, last stand's coming up, so is Rajaro. Can he find the eliminations before Rajaro slam dunks? Here comes Finzi with the Freedom Charge to buy them time. Rajaro saving out of the Meteor M to counter, but level 1 Crook falls, so does Fate. He's gonna have to use it in panic maybe if they want to win.
Wow, that is a huge cleanup there, and the pick on Invis after popping that boundary is so much value. And
damn, that's a good push so far by Navi, man. I mean, not VirtusPro, sorry.
If they want to change up,
that was a good push by VirtusPro. Damn, 4 minutes for the street phase though.
Still gonna have to go big in the subgoing climate. Sparker's off of that Punisher. The Star-Lord, Nevix, and Finzi also been switching. They know that Rajaro would save that ult to counter them, so they're changing up well. Rajaro's gonna have to go for a huge Meteor M regardless, and Fate, he can set him up too with a bubble.
Jeff is good on the second point, and Jeff is good on the third point, chat. So there are spots where you could jump off the map and kill people. So.
On the backside, Rajaro in the sky here, looking for a meteor downtown. Does it land? It does hit, but it does not get a KO. 1 ED here from Fate, who's already low in HP, still trying to take out Luna, as Fi is going to use virtually every cooldown to stay healthy at the current moment. Jerky is going to keep him zoned, but Crisis takes out Dredro, and that should put them up a number.
I mean, he's dodging around, sort of like a ninja on the back line.
What the hell is Star-Lord saying while he's like flanking? You heard that? Something, my child?
Sparker finds level 1 Crook, also in the Crisis. They find Jerky too, and with that cooldown, Jerky decides if he wants to pop it or not. No, they just want to fall on the payload.
And this is again looking like VP that we saw on the first 3 maps here. Navi trying to bounce back and take point 2. This is a very defensible spot. Can they get back there in time? Also available. And they are slightly up.
Distraction by the main team. Guy flanks around, kills everyone. Oh, I like that spot.
Be there for the side of VP as there is commitment now. Let the devil out here from 5. Now on the front side, gonna beat Emma down, who does fall, I believe.
God damn, bro. Fi is so good on Daredevil. Oh my god.
The res come actually is here. 3 meters, 2 meters, 1 meter. They give it up as well. The pressure is too much.
Chat.
Back to spawn.
VP said, we saw what you guys just did in the last map. It's time for us to pop off once more as they take point 2 relatively quickly. 3 minutes and 33 seconds.
I think it's going to be a goodbye to Navi, bro.
Very difficult to hold, but it can be done at the very last of point 3. The spawn is incredibly close. Let's see if VP can push all the way through.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a hard point to fully cap on, but VP, we talked about how good they are on Midtown. The Death did. Navi can be as good, but the fact that VP is already in this third phase with this time bank is terrifying for Navi.
Out goes that invisible boundary. Match right back.
I like how the supports use the ult very far away and they're not in it. They're all the way back here. That's something you will never see in ranked because the support would be like killed instantly.
Waiting until it's some HP back, and that's going to be tough to get away from. And down goes Jerky. Looking now towards the back line. Nevik cleans up level 1 Crook. Is there more? Very low HP once more, but Rajaro gets a trade. Doesn't matter as Finzi takes out Fate in the back line.
And there's just no plays coming out of them. I mean, the aggressiveness from VP, they're setting up their dives with the invisible
Damn, dude, Verdus Pro, look, they're just running it, man. They're running
other
it.
Teams, right? Level 1 Cook forced to react. You would think he would theoretically have the better invisible boundary, but because of the positioning of it, it allows Fi to play more aggressive, like you said, out of these Daredevil players, and then it can always hide in the high grounds later on.
Yeah, Fi has been looking like one of the best Daredevils in this tournament as a whole. Up in the sky, goes that Galactic Legend, this time from the side of Jerky, pulls out the dance floor from Dreedro. Nevix holding on to that piece, which could be damage boosted. Here it is, but coming in heavy.
There we go. Come on, Crisis.
With that Kraken impact on a Sparker, and once more.
There we go, Crisis.
As Rajaro takes out Dreedro. Not able to find a third reset there, but good patience and presence on the point.
Is anybody hiding? Where's Fi at right now in this fight? It looks like with the team, okay? Just making sure no potential back half happens. Yep, 100% Shiv, you're right. Right now they walk in, Freedom Charge pump, Finzi, they're going towards that objective. Meteor Ram from Majaro, could it be big this time? No, this time it zones, and he loses his backline. Oh no, that's everybody. Crisis, Fate, Crook both fall. Fly off that card, able to get so much damage.
God damn, bro.
They close it out versus Navi, and shut down all of the rumors of a potential reverse sweep as VP cap out with 1:30 in the clock.
Oh!
What can they do?
Oh, put that away. Producers, my eyes, put that away, bro. Jeez, stop. Take it away, bro. Oh.
For the most part, the triple Vanguard is up here, but this time for VP, which was not chose by the side of Navi.
And I was going to say, this is a map, by the way, VP is good, and as are Navi. But, I mean, VP's looked better this tournament regardless. However, I believe, if I remember right, Navi actually, when they were at Rad Esports, beat VP on the snap to qualify for mid-season and keep VP in Europe, so that's an interesting thing to point out.
Fights begin now. VP going to hide in the exact same location. Maybe take that into ladder with your team as a very defensible spot. Your team can patty cake in the back line and still look forwards as a unit. Crisis going to drive the front line backwards towards those strategists and try to burn this shield the front side from the side of Fi, who's going to be on that Doctor Strange.
Now they're figuring it out right around this backside. Crisis just damage into those walls. Meanwhile, Jerky kind of pummeling into Fi. Does he go down? Yes, he does. Surrounded.
Nice, nice. They just doubled their kill count.
Going down first, which means they'll be able to set up an early report.
They just doubled the whole team's kill count. Nice.
Yeah, Rajaro cleaning up there with Trust Me, who's going to be on the Thor. I'm sure the Thor mains are getting stoked now. He's getting some play and looking clean at the current moment. Bouncing back from that negative KD to look for some more picks here as we start our second fight of this first point.
Fi walks out now. Everybody towards our objective. Trust Me falls low, but Jerky's still getting all the damage on the car. Nevix, meanwhile, pressuring out
we're seeing Thor.
He goes.
Very interesting. They're not playing the Venom. Actually, no, the Venom's banned.
Trying to get off map here. Fate is able to find one. Is going to try to make that 1v1.
Was he playing Thor on all defense? No, he wasn't.
Crisis! Damage boost is going to continue to pop off and try to push through this point here, as they are going to try to find a stagger if possible, or at least stop the portal back, which looks like it will not be selected at the current moment.
Come on, Fate. I need you to pop off, bro. Oh, they capped it with 5 minutes.
Woo! We're heading to the second segment, and Navi, they need to rebuild what they had going on earlier, but they can do it. Any team can. VP, meanwhile, have Sparker, one of the best players of this team's short lifespan. Fi already finds Fate in the backside. Crisis trades backside Bay, but Fate is raised by level 1 Cook, who's on Rocket Raccoon now.
Fate with the pick on Fi there. This team comp is so brawly, which does work well, specifically on this point. Nevix trying to match it right back as level 1 Crook. He's going to be able to take out Finzi, who's just trying to stall that point.
I think they're going to swap off the Thor now, Shib. I mean, you do get stuns now, right, with the Thor as this recent patch, but out of the ultimate, see what happens.
Stun out of ultimate and ground, actually, which you can cancel out something like Sparker in the sky there with the Galactic Legend, but timing of that has to be virtually perfect. Trust Me definitely has the capability to make that happen. We'll see if that comes through. But we will see this next fight begin here. Fi on the high side are coming in from behind towards the back line. Very dangerous position here now on the side of Fate, who's able to escape. Commitment is still coming through from Fi, who's now going to take the height, and still is holding on to that ultimate. Crazy movement here by Fate, and what a good peel there by Rajaro. Finzi gets a pick there to match it right back as VP is still holding on to a ton of ultimates here.
A great fight there from VP with really
Are we seeing
every time they have invisible
Thor on Thor?
VP pops that out of Saipe. They win the fight.
Are we witnessing Thor on Thor action?
Makes sense as well to match that on Saipe's angle.
Damn. In the professional play.
VP around that hero and Navi. see what they want to do
Chat,
moving forward. Because
I hope you guys enjoyed that because now we don't have any Thor on Thor. Now we have some Thor on Emma?
Right back up in the sky with a Galactic Legend. Sparker, finds one. Sparker with another. Oh, and Thor coming in with a God of Thunder is not able to find one, but Saipei gets a two-piece on the back of that ultimate. There was a lot of commitment there. Still 3 available for VP, and Navi just trying to get those ults back.
Mid-season, by the way, just want to point out a strategist won our finals MVP. Saipei could enter that discussion, but fine. I mean, and Sparker, pace this whole crew. It just seems like it's such a team-oriented effort. Jay3 as well, connecting with that freeze cross map slows down Navi for now.
I'm gonna start seeing a lot of Thor in my ranked up games, Sag. Well, to be honest with you, you can tell before a game starts if a Thor's good just based off the Thor's skin. You always gotta look at the Thor's skin. If they have a good skin, then you're gonna win.
That was a big pick there against VP, as Vi did have ultimate available. There's an escape there from Finzi, who does have to burn a lot of that shield health, but team's gonna re-fight once more as a unit.
The problem is Finzi's been so maneuverable on top of getting all the support from his team. Sparker backs on out of there. He's hiding on the high ground, comes down through the backside. Here comes that devil within.
Because obviously, right, chat? You guys are being weird. If they spend money on a character's skin, then that means they play the character and they like the character. That's all I'm saying. That means they probably play it a lot. Oh my god, that guy fell over.
Rojaro gonna find Nevix to trade it right back, and that is a Vanguard for a Duelist. Level 1 Crook now low. Fade able to escape there inside of that boundary. But down goes Jerky, who did have that Ensong Inferno available. Fade now with the Eternal Bond. The team walking forward. Sparker does commit that ult, and they still are able to find Crisis through that Eternal Bond. That is some really good focus and a ton of value. From almost 4 minutes to 1:30, VP have locked back in, and they do not want this to go the distance, as Rojaro, though, finds one. Trust me as well. Can they bounce back? Saipei.
Nice shots, nice shots, nice shots.
Cleans up.
Could this be what they needed? They need to switch Trust Me to the
They're not playing. Oh my god.
That was a huge and a long fight for VP.
Now they're not playing Jeff anymore. Wow. Imagine that Psylocke save.
On their attack, we're snowballing through this sort of phase.
Psylocke would be pretty good here, actually.
Against VP, who do have that freedom charge ready to go, though, and counter that potential damage from Rojaro, and the one shot is removed.
Engagement begins again. Meteor M available. Finzi, though, going to find level 1 Crook early in the fight, and that is a huge pick. His ult was almost available.
Uh-oh, chat. Uh-oh. This is looking bad. This is looking bad. There's only one more fight. 30 seconds left.
Just want to fall and reset as a team. Potentially seeing that portal come through.
I gotta do the dad,
2 seconds now is not a lot of time,
the dad
so
pose as if he was watching his kid play a sport.
This could be the stagger that ends the tournament for them. The bubble was this too greedy. They're diving on Rojaro, pulling it back in again from Saipei into the invisible boundaries. Doesn't even live.
Wow, that is so much commitment. VP played that absolutely flawlessly, forcing out another cooldown and ultimate. 13 seconds available here, folks, as they are still holding 9. Can they get there for the touch? It is looking
like this is games! It's games!
Season, the bear has awoken from hibernation. Every battle, every heartbeat, every moment.
Damn, when did the Psylocke
to hear, etching their name in history.
Bro, you know what they should do next game? Next game they should save Psylocke. Nice, chat.
From a squad that has dominated EMEA in the past, missing mid-season as you called out. In excellent fashion, Shiv. They get it done. VP can finally start their
congratulations.
Legacy, cement themselves and etching themselves in history. And I know,
congratulations, Verdus Pro.
For, you know, a really tough and well-fought match.
He's not happy, bro. Damn, bro. It sucks to see that there has to be one loser, chat. But they should have saved Jeff, man. I mean, not Jeff. Instead of saving Jeff, they should have saved Psylocke.
Europe did not let us down.
Like, you saw how well Jerky was playing on Psylocke the whole series. You gotta keep.
Now does, and they are champions for good reason over an incredibly difficult region through those mid-season miss, like you said earlier.
Yeah.
And VIRTUS.PRO.
What? VIRTUS.PRO?
You guys can lift it because you are our brand new champions of the grand finals. VIRTUS.PRO.
Woo! Damn, the other team's not even on the stage, off the stage. They're sitting there watching him lift the trophy. Oh. Oh. Who do you guys think is gonna get the MVP though?
Hey, Sparker, I want you to head on over there, buddy. We've got something for you.
As I am joined by the executive producer of Marvel Games, Danny Koo, and Guang Guang!
Guang Guang! Guang Guang! Guang Guang! Guang Guang!
Finals MVP, it's Sparker!
What's up?
Please
Yeah, he's right
take
there.
your trophy behind you.
Oh, he got the MVP. Oh, that's sick, bro. That's sick.
Championship and finals MVP.
I feel amazing. I don't know if I will ever, I don't know, I will chase this high for the rest of my life.
Do you
Oh.
have any words for anyone at home?
I don't know, thank you so much. I want to thank everyone, my team, my friends, my parents, everyone.
Oh, that's cute. That's cute.
I don't know.
What's there coming up now for Verdus Pro? You bringing it back next year?
Yeah, I don't think I want to play Marvel with anyone else but these people.
Oh, that's
And
a
thank you
great
very
response.
much for giving us such an incredible grand finals. Before we head over to Cozy, give it up one more time for your finals
Wait.
MVP, Sparker!
Guang Guang didn't even say anything. That is such a cool looking fucking trophy that Sparker got though. That MVP thing is so sick. Okay, friends, YouTube thinks you might like this next video, so let me know if they're right.